What is good, guys? We're back for some more 2K action, and in today's video we're playing Biggest 267, and this is actually not a ranked match. I'm really not a fan of 2K ranked matches. I really hate the settings for them. I think it's like Superstar default, and you just make way too many jumpers, and you also make a lot of really bad releases. So you get a bad release and it'll go in, and when you play on Hall of Fame, that's not the case. I don't mind playing on Hall of Fame Sim. I don't mind playing on Hall of Fame default. At least that way, if it's on Hall of Fame, you at least require a decent shot release for the shot to go in, and you can't just be taking shots with anybody. I mean, nothing worse than a guy with the 50 or 60 overall three-point rating knocking down threes. I mean, even on those poor settings, it's not super bad, but it's just yeah, I don't like to see guys that can't shoot knocking down Jays all day. So with that being said, this matchup here was actually one that he came and joined the stream, decided to game up, and you know, he said he's pretty good, so here it is. Now, I'm always looking for some more competitive 2K players, so if you're good at 2K, you take the game serious, and you're on PS4, feel free to add me. Always down to get some games in. I'll play even teams. I hadn't used Memphis before. Usually when I play, I use either the Thunder, or I use the Blazers or the Pacers, but I don't like using them often, especially because, you know, they're some of the better teams in the game. The Blazers were my sleeper team for a while, but then they kept getting those rating boosts because Aldridge and Lillard were playing so well, and the team has been doing so great in real life. As you can see, they're doing great in real life right now in the playoffs. So, I mean, you know, you really can't complain too much about that. But that's what I'm saying. They were my sleeper team. I think my sleeper team now is either going to be the Raptors or the Kings. They're going to be my lower ranked team that I use. But otherwise, I mean, I'll use any team and match up. But as far as being at my best, those are going to be some of the teams that I actually have plays for, and offensive scheme and those types of things. When I use all these other teams, I just kind of freestyle, which is also important. You need to be able to freestyle. You need to be able to run an offensive play, run some set plays in 2K. You need to be able to do both. Your offense, you don't need a bunch of offensive plays to be successful, kind of like you have needed in the past couple 2Ks. It was all about standing dunk plays and things like that. But just get a couple plays, like just a couple plays to beat zone, maybe a couple plays to beat man. You really don't need more than 3 or 4 or 5 plays offensively in a basketball game. Other than that, man, just run a few plays and work on your defense and work on your freestyle. And if you can do that, I mean, you can be a really tough 2K player. So that's really all that it takes. I mean, yeah, I know I've really dumbed it down, but and I'm not the best 2K player or anything, but I can compete and hold my own versus most people, besides maybe like the top 2K players. But most guys I hold my own and do pretty decently. It's going to be a competitive match, at least if I play somebody solid. So that's always a good thing, and that's all I really want. I'm going to continue to try to get better at 2K and continue to try to elevate my game and try to be able to compete against even better players. But, you know, you got to take it a day at a time, keep practicing, working on the little things, and execution, man. That's definitely a big thing, executing in any basketball game or any football game or any game of that nature. Executing, you know, if you're in Battlefield and you're not aiming accurately, you know, it doesn't matter how good of strategic points you got. If you can't hit anybody, it's not going to help you. You know, Madden, it doesn't matter how great of a player, how open it is, if you don't make the right read and throw the ball at the right time. So it's all a matter of execution. 2K, you got to get some good shot releases. You got to make sure that you're not putting your guys out of position, those types of things. So either way, you got to execute in whatever game you play, and the better you execute, the more likely you are to succeed. Right here, get a nice little lob pass right there, a little bit of a cherry pick, if you will. One thing about basketball people don't know is that they always assume it's a cherry pick if your guy's sitting there. But here's the thing, like, it's called releasing in real life. And when you release, it's after you defend. And you see your team's going to get the rebound, you just take off. And it's a great way to get some points. It's a great way to get some really easy fast break, layups, dunks, whatever it is. And get some really easy points. It's something you should and do take advantage of in real life. So if they take a really bad three, I'm not going to just sit there with my guy and not release. I'm going to release with them, go get some points, and you know, really punish them for taking a bad shot. So that's just something you always got to keep in mind. Everybody always calls it cheese, and there's sometimes when it is cherry picking, but there is other times when it's just releasing. And you got to understand the difference between the two. If you know real basketball, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you don't just jump the gun to say this guy's cherry picking and cheese and just leaving this dude down there all the time. But with that being said, we end up pulling away here at the end, probably a little bit due to the home court advantage in 2K. Also, we started executing a little bit better, and we end up pulling out with the victory. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay. Grizzlies are playing real tough right now. They always give the Thunder some real trouble. So, you know, we'll see how this series wraps up. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay, and hopefully you guys enjoyed a couple videos posted up today. And until the next time, we gone.